You score. For more, visit Newsfix at 39online.com.
Good morning and welcome to Outlook Houston. I'm your host, Yolanda Green. Coming up, the alleged sexual assault of an 11-year-old girl has torn an East Texas town apart and has victims' rights advocates outraged. This morning, we'll take a look at the case. Plus, heart disease is a leading killer of women. This morning, expert advice that could help save your life. Those items, plus March for Babies and more, all just ahead on this edition of Outlook Houston.
Outlook Houston, educating, informing, and empowering our community.
$7,700, $4,000.
Heart disease is a leading cause of death among women. I recently sat down with the author of the book, Saving Women's Hearts, to find out why so many women are at risk for the disease.
Well, the issue is that a lot of women don't even realize they are at risk. Most women have no awareness that heart disease is our #1 killer. A lot of women think of breast cancer as their primary health concern, and yet heart disease kills far more women than most cancers combined. Women today have multiple risk factors because we're leading very busy lives. We're often very stressed out. We're not getting enough sleep. Maybe we're not having time in our day to get the recommended amount of exercise. We're not always eating a healthy diet. All of those are risk factors for heart disease. But the good news is those risk factors are within our control.
How much does stress play a role in heart disease?
Huge. Stress is a huge issue, especially for women, because our roles have changed so much over the past few decades. We're busier and busier. We're taking care of careers, our families, taking care of in-laws and outlaws. We're juggling a lot in our lives. Stress mounts, and women seem to internalize stress differently than men, and it seems to have a more profound effect on women's hearts than men's.
And you've done a lot of research on this. I mean, you're a pharmacist, your co-author is a cardiologist. So you all are really taking this to the heart of the matter, pun intended.
We certainly are. We are taking this to heart because we're both very passionate about prevention. We realize that a lot of research that's been done on heart disease has been done primarily on men. Just in the last 10 to 15 years have women been included in more clinical research. But a lot of women don't even know where to begin when it comes to heart health. They don't realize you need to be screened beginning at age 20. You need to know your blood pressure, your cholesterol, and some of the dietary changes that you can make that can optimize heart health.
And I want to talk about the dietary changes, but before we get into that, one of the things that I heard recently that was key is that men and women, when it comes to symptoms of a heart attack, it's very different.
It can be different. Women's symptoms may be more vague. They may not have that intense crushing chest pain. They may have some just shortness of breath, some fatigue, some weakness. It might be chest, shoulder, or neck pain. It may not be that crushing, like, oh my goodness, I'm having a heart attack feeling.
Let's talk about prevention. You've got some items here that will kind of help us live healthier.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about the garlic before we got started, and I was like, garlic is not sexy, but if it's going to keep me alive, okay, I want to do it.
It's good for you. Well, of course, fresh whole garlic is great if you can add that to your diet. But if you're not keen on having garlic breath, it isn't always socially acceptable. This is an aged garlic extract, the KIAH. It is odorless. It's made with organic garlic, and it's actually the subject of, I think, 500 clinical studies. So benefits for lowering blood pressure, cholesterol, reducing inflammation, homocysteine, multiple risk factors for heart disease. So add garlic to your diet, or if you want the socially acceptable form, take the aged garlic
But when
extract.
I'm cooking, if I add a little bit more garlic, that will help my heart.
Garlic is great.
Works.
It's an antioxidant, has a lot of sulfur compounds that offer many benefits for heart health.
Avocados?
Yeah, avocados, healthy oils, monounsaturated fats with avocado. Add those to your salads. Fish oil, either in supplement or adding 2 servings of fish to your diet a week. And another healthy oil that is just really emerging in popularity, and that's Malaysian Palm Fruit Oil. So this is from a palm tree, from the fruit of a palm tree, very high in polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are good fats that can have a beneficial effect on your cholesterol levels.
You also mentioned to me before, which I did not know, is that with cooking with olive oil changes the compounds of...
Olive oil, you know, we hear is great for the heart. It's part of the Mediterranean Mediterranean diet, but the problem with olive oil is it's not heat resistant, so you shouldn't heat olive oil to a high temperature. You should add it maybe to your salads or to foods after they're cooked. But for cooking, the Malaysian palm oil is a better choice because it's more stable. You can heat it to higher temperatures, and as you see, this is almost solid at room temperature. And even these Smart Balance products, they have the palm fruit oil added to them along with some other healthy fats. So these are some good oils to add to your diet.
So look for these. Now, what about this chocolate over here?
Yes, chocolate is great for our hearts. Antioxidants, the flavonoids in the cocoa, excellent. You can enjoy a couple of squares of chocolate a day without feeling guilty. And I didn't bring yogurt, but yogurt contains probiotics, which is beneficial bacteria for your digestion, for reducing inflammation, and probiotic supplements. If you're not eating that yogurt and you want consistent benefits, the Core Lab probiotics, they have antioxidants added to them, such as coenzyme Q10 and other ingredients that are really good for heart health, and that you'll find at GNC.
What about the green tea?
Love green tea. So many health benefits with green tea. It's an antioxidant. It helps to fight free radical damage. It can reduce mild effects on blood pressure. Plus, it's just one of those things that we should have more of in our diet because it is all-round good for us. We should cut down on the soda.
Stop the soda and start the tea.
And go for the green tea, and even coffee in moderation. 1 or 2 cups of coffee a day, you get antioxidants.
Thank you very much. And the name of the book is Saving Women's Hearts. It's very important. So Saving Women's Hearts. Make sure you pick up your copy today. When we come back, celebrating 60 years of service with the Houston chapter of the Lynx.